It is MLK Day. It is also Inauguration Day. We've carried the speeches from President Trump.
It's Robert E. Lee Day in Alabama and Mississippi.
It is not.
Oh, it most certainly is.
It is not.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie. I'm not kidding.
That's terrible.
It's
On
Alabama.
MLK Day.
It's Alabama and Mississippi. What do you expect?
Oh, gosh. You're not joking?
Uh-uh.
All right. President Trump is the president again.
Yeah.
It is Monday, and that means one thing and one thing only. Mondays with Meghan, everybody.
Oh, she's the best.
Meghan McCain joins us
does.
on KTAR at 5 o'clock every Monday. Hi, Meghan. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Are you bundled up? Is the heater set for high?
Oh, gosh, in D.C.
It is frigid. It is an Arctic tundra in D.C. It is so cold. I'm so glad they moved the inauguration indoors because, like, legitimately, like, older people would have, like, gotten very sick. And
Oh, no doubt.
possibly died.
Oh, gosh.
It's so cold.
Don't tell Megan it was 70 in Phoenix today.
Yeah,
Don't mention
don't
it.
say that.
Okay, sorry. Shh.
You can't put Biden and Trump out in that cold weather. Come on, they're too old.
Neither one of them might have made it out of that.
No, exactly.
No, totally.
All right, before we get to Trump, let's put the finishing touches on Biden. I thought it was an awful ending to his presidency with the late pardons. He pardoned his whole family, preemptive pardons.
Preemptive party.
Pardoned Fauci, pardoned a bunch of people from January 6th committee members. He said that he wouldn't do that. He did it, and he really kind of did it in the final minutes of his presidency.
Literally.
And he didn't do it in the light of day, and he didn't really go through the official process either. I just think this is a bad way for him to end it. Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, he did it with 20 minutes left in his presidency to make this even weirder. I was, like, shocked when it came across my Twitter feed, and then a bunch of friends texted to me, and I was like, again, you wouldn't have to pardon I don't need any pardons because no one in my family's done anything illegal that I'm aware of, and if they have, they should pay the consequences. And this idea, I think part of the problem is, like, he was supposed to be the return to normalcy. He was supposed to be the good guy, the Uncle Joe, and, like, he's arguably as corrupt in regards to his family relationships and their business dealings as the Trumps are. There's just no difference between them. And for me, there's, like, no daylight between their behavior. And I think the image and the memory of Biden will be so clouded in these types of things. And to me, I think he's the worst president of my lifetime. I was born after President Carter was president, so just take that for whatever it's worth.
Throwing it out there, just saying.
I'm not that young. I'm 40.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But just the tragedy of what could have been, and there's, like, something, like, very, like, Greek and Shakespearean about, like, he was the only person that could have beaten Trump, and I seriously think he's the only Democrat that could have lost to Trump. And him sort of, like, laying new groundwork, which I think, like, led to Trump's second rise again. And I just wanted him, when I saw that come across here, I was like, go away.
Yeah.
Leave office. Leave America alone. You have done so much damage. And my friends on the left, my Democrat friends, are furious. Whatever that's worth.
Really?
Should he have ignored, though, the threats that Trump has made to go after people like Liz Cheney and, these people who stood up to him?
The Liz Cheney one is a little tricky for me because, like, that one at least I sort of understand because Trump has made threats about her.
Yeah.
Like, the Liz Cheney one I understand, but his family, that was the one that really made me mad. And on a personal level, like Fauci, I was pregnant during COVID. I got a lot of feelings about Fauci. I got a lot of thoughts about Fauci. It's not that I want him to go to jail, but there are a lot of questions that I don't think he has answered properly for what has been done. And again, anyone who had small children during that time, or just anyone who had a pulse during that time, knows the kind of damage that was done. And I can remember a time, by the way, gentlemen, when I was in lockdown hell in D.C., and my friends in Arizona were at a pool party at the Valley Ho. Okay?
Oh, God.
Same time. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And I was like, something is not happening because the virus isn't different in one state than another. And again, I just have a lot of questions.
I just don't think people should go to jail for those things. That's the thing. And using the levers of government to threaten to go after people who you disagree with on policy, I have a problem with.
No, I don't think you should obviously go to jail. I mean, that's, like, so extreme. I just think that, like, I think we're like getting too fast and loose with these pardons. Like I don't like I don't like anything about it, and I just think Biden, after he pardoned Hunter, I thought he was such a different man. I think Bruce, and I think I'm gathering that you're more left than I am from the times I've been on the show, which is totally fine. But I thought I'm so heartbroken about the man that Biden is and the man that I thought he was. And I feel, quite frankly, I feel kind of like hoodwinked.
Well, I think the difference between us is I have low expectations of all of them to begin with, and I never am surprised when they don't live up to even those low expectations.
I'm kind of with Meghan, too, on the fact that I did think he was a better man, and he turned out to just be the same as any politician.
Yeah, it's a race to the bottom.
Okay, but he told us he was going to be better. A lot of people voted him because we thought he was going to be the adult in the room. And then he pardoned Biden, then he pardoned his whole family. And it's like you look up there and you're like, okay, Trump's pretty bad. This guy's pretty bad too.
Look, I have a horrible, I had a wonderful personal experience with him, followed by a really horrible one, which I don't know.
Are you talking about Joe
I'm
Biden?
Happy to tell it. About Joe Biden. And it was like, again, I feel like so many things happen in politics. Like I see a little bit beforehand. I get like a 6 month, 9 month jump ahead of time.
Okay.
And he broke my heart a long time ago. And I remember telling people, I wrote a column for the Daily Mail saying like, he's not the person you think he is. And I was just like, I was dragged through the coals, and even like friends of mine and journalists like saying I was like a, disloyal, ugly person. How can I say this about my dad's friend? And now I'm like, I said it, and again, I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to tell the truth.
I think, again, I get back to, I think the bigger problem is putting your faith in politicians and expecting to act in anything other than their personal self-interests.
Meghan McCain is joining us on KTAR from D.C. It is Inauguration Day. All right, so what did you think of Trump's speech? It wasn't, what did they call it? He did the carnage the first time. This was, I thought if there's a theme to the speech today, it was more vindication than anything. Vindication, yes. Unifying, well, he said he wanted to be a peacemaker and a unifier. I think it's more vindication. What did you think?
Yeah, and I think, the vibe here is just like MAGA on acid. It's like you would think that everyone in America voted for Trump, like he won by 100%. The energy in the city, the energy around Republican circles right now, and, I'm superstitious in general. Like, I don't like to get out over my skis. And his speech to me just came off like victory lap. Honestly, like, screw you to anybody who didn't support me.
Yeah.
This is the lay of the land now.
Doesn't have to run again. Not looking for your vote.
Run again.
Yeah, doesn't need any more votes.
And it's weird. I have felt like I don't know how you guys feel. And again, I'm not completely clear on either of your politics in general, which is good. I shouldn't know that. But I
liked your dad. How's that?
Weird.
I liked your dad.
Is that clear on your politics? Yeah. I voted for your dad for president.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Bruce. It's lovely.
Yeah.
But I feel what's weird about me is like I'm a very hardcore conservative, and I have gotten sort of like more intensely conservative as I've gotten older, since I've had children. So a lot of the policies that he's putting forth I really like, but the personality and the character, and I just feel like all of America is like, character doesn't matter, personality doesn't matter, like just screw it, it's all gone. Who cares about like anything else? And for me, this is a very weird moment for me. I understand that, like, it's me and the 7 other, like, not MAGA Republicans left on planet Earth. I get it. But this is a very weird moment for me politically. And I think Trump supporters should have their victory lap and enjoy the moment. But America, he won by 54%. He didn't win by 100. He didn't win by even 70. This was not a Reagan win. So I'm curious if he can keep this momentum, because at a certain point you do have to govern all Americans.
I don't think he does, and I don't think he wants to. I've seen no evidence of it from previous 4 years or anything he said leading up to now. He's a president for ours.
Is there but wasn't Biden a president for D's? Yes.
Very well could have been, yeah.
Okay,
and we'll swing back the other direction. Exactly.
I know, and I don't like
Stop expecting something
I'm not
different.
expecting it. I just don't like it.
It is exactly what it's going to be.
Meghan
Agreed.
McCain is joining us on KTAR on Inauguration Day. Meghan, immigration and the border. He wants to bring back Remain in Mexico. He wants to end birthright citizenship. I mean, listen, Joe Biden was awful for 3.5 years on the border. He opened it up for everybody. Millions of people came into the country. So what are we going to look at, in your opinion, when it comes to these immigration raids and the deportation. Is America going to like this? How is this going to work?
Well, didn't he say they're starting? The immigration raids start tomorrow or something?
Tuesday in Chicago.
Tuesday, yeah.
The birthright citizenship, I don't understand because it's in the 14th Amendment. So are we going to annul the Constitution? That one I really have a problem with, because I think one of the beautiful things about being an American is when you're born here, you're automatically an American. Mm-hmm. So I really hate that one. Look, I am as scared of open borders and crime as everybody else. But I think anyone, especially people who live in border states or grow up in border states, you understand how much immigration brings to the culture, to the economy, to the state, to our country in general. And I always just find this lack of humanity in the conversation. And I sound like a dovish leftist, whatever. But I hate it. I hate the idea of people coming here. I have a friend who is a pretty famous dreamer, and people may know me from the cover of Time magazine a while ago. And, he came here from the Philippines wanting a better life. And I'm so dovish on this issue. I'm really kind of dreading seeing the deportations and the family separations, which I'm sure is coming. I know America wants it. I know it's overwhelmingly popular. This is another thing I guess I'm out of step with, but I do think a question that we have asked on Mondays before is there's a difference between us talking about it on the radio and then people seeing images of people being kicked out of the country. And I'm curious how America's going to react when the reality of it sets in.
Yeah, well, we shall see. I know some people are right this second openly jumping up and down and can't wait to see it, and others certainly think it'll be a bad thing, and we will have to see how it plays out in reality. Because I think you're also going to get a lot of places that aren't going to play ball, and they're going to find out, we're for states' rights until states exert their rights. Apparently.
Yeah. And I'm for getting rid of sanctuary cities. I don't think that's something that should exist. Lincoln Riley's bill, I'm all for. I'm really happy that Ruben Gallegos for, but there's no nuance in this issue. It's people are just on one extreme or the other. And I just, the lack of humanity. And I think, again, I just can remember seeing images and hearing stories and going to the border with my dad and just what people do to try to come to this country and live the American dream. The idea of just I don't know, acting like people who come here. We're all immigrants. I'm an immigrant. You're an immigrant. We're all a country of immigrants. And it's hard for me. And I saw, of all people, I saw a picture of Joe Arpaio at a rally online here. And I was just he really got what he wanted too. A lot of the things, and it's a weird moment for me. I don't know if it's a weird moment for you or anybody else. So many of the things I believe in, I just don't know if there's a future for it in the country right now.
Fiscal conservatism. Yeah. Smaller. Yeah. I'm going to hold my breath on that.
And can we have a conversation also about tech overlords? Because the oligarchy tech conversation is a valid one for all of us to be happening. And, and as a conservative, I'm I have questions about this kind of overreach. Elon Musk, reported by Maggie Haberman in the New York Times today, is going to have a desk in the White House. Next to President Trump. It's why? What is his job other than being a billionaire? I didn't vote for Elon Musk. I mean, I didn't vote for Trump or Kamala either, but we didn't vote for Elon Musk. Why is he going to have a desk in the White House? Because he's the, quote, first buddy?
I wish he wouldn't talk about Vice President Musk like that.
I think the 5 men that were in the room, during the inauguration, I mean, we're talking about billionaires over billionaires. And
man of the people, come on.
What they do is they do control what we see on social media.
Without a doubt.
Across everything. And so, there are a certain amount of people that say, I don't want those 5 guys in the pocket of Trump, because then we'll only see certain things about Trump, the stuff that he wants us to see. And that's a valid concern.
Yeah. They're in business to grow their businesses, and they're making business decisions, I think. And,
I don't blame them. Yeah. I don't blame, you can't blame, what is it, a scorpion for being a scorpion.
Right.
I blame Republicans and conservatives for bowing to it. I don't, Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, they're going to do what they're going to do. They didn't get to be the richest people on the planet without being smart.
Right.
I don't know. I think today too, also, when you look out on the sea of people in there, it's it's a lot of very alpha, MAGA, hyper male, podcasters. Again, great. They have a place for it, whatever. Tech bros. I read that like all these governors were like kicked out because there wasn't room for them, and the priority were like tech people and podcasters. I mean, it's a very interesting cultural moment for the country.
Say the least. Meghan, thank you for your time today. Please stay warm, and I don't think the kiddies are going to school tomorrow. I'm going to throw it out there.
Oh my God!
Pretty sure already.
To.
No,
I
I'm
can't
just
keep
telling
doing
you.
this.
Just telling you. Just telling you.
I can't keep being their cruise director. Like, please, I have no more crap to make for everybody.
She is Meghan McCain. Mondays with Meghan. Thank you for your time and your insight. We appreciate it.
Bruce and Gaydos, thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
thank
ma'am.
you so much for letting me vent to you about everything political, and we're all going to be okay.
Yeah, we're all
Everything
gonna
is
be
always
Of course.
going to work itself out.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Meghan.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.